Man carries a gun, he tends to use it.
Dan, you dead? Pity.
I had just ordered a drink from that man.
That was a look at Magnificent Seven, the Old West remake starring Denzel Washington and Chris Pratt, hits theaters this weekend. For his take on this, as well as other new movies this week, we want to bring in film critic Richard Crouse. Good morning, Richard.
Nice to see you.
And if people think that they've heard about this somewhere, they have, because we talked about it opening TIFF.
We did. It was a couple of weeks ago. It was the opening night movie. Now it's in general release, so everyone can go see it. And if you're a fan of the Yul Brynner and Steve McQueen movie, put that out of your mind, because this isn't a direct remake of that 1960 movie. It has more to do probably with The Seven Samurai, the Japanese movie that the original Magnificent Seven was based on. But you do have 7 people. They're pretty magnificent, some of them. So you've got the basic story is in place. 7 gunslingers come together to protect a town from an evil robber baron played by Peter Sarsgaard. In this movie, though, as opposed to the original film, you've got a diverse cast led by Denzel Washington. There are Chris Pratt is in here, who I think will emerge from this a superstar. This guy is so charismatic in the movie and so much fun to watch. I think he's the actor people are going to be talking about after this. You've also got roles for women in this film. Unlike most Westerns, when the female characters are seen cowering in the back of the saloon as the men are out shooting up the town, or serving the beer, you've got a woman played by Haley Bennett here, who's integral to the action, who is a great character. So it's a very modern kind of feeling film, but it looks like an old Western. So it's 4 stars for me.
All right.
This should have been released in the summer, though. I will say one thing. This is a perfect popcorn movie or air conditioning movie. When it's blazingly hot outside, you go in, you enjoy some popcorn, soak up some air conditioning. You're not going to think about this movie a lot when you leave the theater, but it's a bit of fun while you're sitting in front of it.
Sounds like a great escape. Okay, The Queen of Katwe also at the film festival.
It was, and The Queen of Katwe is based on a true story of a young woman named Fiona Matuzzi. And Fiona Matuzzi, when she was a younger girl, she was about 20 years old now, but when she was a girl, she lived on the streets of Kampala, Uganda. She wanted to play a sport. There were 2 things open to her, either playing soccer or playing chess. Soccer, though, if she got injured, her parents were so poor that they couldn't afford to send her to the hospital. So she got pushed towards chess. Turns out she's a genius. She can see 5, 6, 7, 8 steps ahead, and she becomes a world champion. And it's changed her life. It's changed the life of her family. This is a movie that's very specific. It's set in Uganda, and it's about chess. But the themes are universal. Never give up. Always do your best. Be the best version of yourself that you can. I like this movie a lot. I met Fiona Matuzzi last week, and I said on the day after this movie screened for 2,600 people at Roy Thompson Hall here in Toronto, I said, how was it for you? She said, oh, it was very emotional watching this movie. I said, what are some other movies that you love? And she says, well, I don't really know. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, well, I've never seen a movie before.
What?
The first movie she saw in a movie theater was the story of her life with 2,600 other people watching the film. Isn't that a crazy story?
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah.
My goodness.
So go see the movie. It's inspirational and it's aspirational, too, I think.
All right. Storks?
Well, you know what? I wanted to like Storks. Storks is the story of a young boy who desperately wants a baby brother. So he writes a letter to Stork Mountain, where the babies are delivered from. Except that Storks don't deliver babies anymore. They're in the packages business now. They're like Amazon.com or something like that. They're drones that deliver packages. The letter, though, makes its way into the baby-making machine, and an adorable baby comes out, and then they have to figure out what to do, and the adventure starts that way. This movie is kind of loud, a little bit frenetic. I saw it with an audience full of kids who didn't seem to be all that engaged by it. So it's a 2 out of 5 star movie for me. The family movie for me this weekend is Queen of Katwe.
Okay. Richard Crouse, thank you so much.
Nice to see you.
Take care. See you next week.